Apparently, today is National Hanging Out Day in America. You know what time that really means it's for?
Wild card, bitches! Yeah!
Alcott. And thank you all for stopping by yet another edition of the Masters of Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. My name is Thomas Metal 75, and this again is the Wild Card Wednesday. All right, cheers everybody in the chat. Yeah, all right. So if you're new to the program, the only admittance fee is a beverage. There's Ryan Jacuco. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So the only admittance fee is a beverage. Just have a beer, wine, spirit. Let's have some fun. And really, the main theme of this is to don't be a douche, you douche. We're gonna be perfectly good. It's National Hanging Out Day. We're hanging out on the internet, drinking some beer. Why not?
Jack, you bro.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna go around the horn here. Yes, we're gonna go around the horn and see what beer, wine, or spirit the illustrious panel is drinking. Let's start with Tanner from the East Coast Liquor Reviews.
All right, I got something special today. I haven't done a bottle crack on Eric's show yet, so I feel like this is long overdue. So I was at the location in Charlton, Massachusetts of Treehouse, and I have been watching this guy who I think somebody on this panel has recommended recently, Bruzel.
Oh yeah,
doing bourbon hunting. I watched pretty much the videos that he's had recently released, and I was like, I want to do a little bourbon hunting myself. So I picked up a bottle of Blue Run Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
Oh,
this is Reflection 1. It's 47.5% alcohol by volume, 90 proof. Date, I'm guessing bottle date 9/2/2022. It says batch fall bottle 158. Can't really see that. It's on the neck there. I'm not sure what the number means. There's nothing else on the side of that. But yeah, this was MSRP goes for 90 to 100. I actually got it for $10 cheaper. I got it for $79.99.
That was a deal.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta taste it and try it, and I'll tell you not if it's a good deal. But compared to what it is MSRP, yes, it's a good deal. But is it worth $80? Now, if you've watched my whiskey reviews lately, you know that I struggle to open these things.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. So it's little knife here.
$80. I'm gonna have to take that deal up if it's good.
Yeah. Well, we hang out sometime in the near future.
Come on.
Well, we can drink some of it together.
Okay, man.
Pop it open. What we got? I think we got a fake cork here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't very satisfying. The cork pop, could have been a little bit more satisfying. I think that was better than what we had. Let's pour it up. Now, mash bill, undisclosed. Mash bill, undisclosed. Age, undisclosed. Apparently, the master distiller or the guy who is behind this is very well known. All we get on the back, it says a meticulously balanced, sweet and spicy bourbon, hand bottled in Bardstown, Kentucky, by Blue Run Spirits LLC. People are kind of ranting and raving online about this stuff, but I just don't like that there's no age statement. They don't tell you what the mash bill is, but what it looks like. Got some good coloration to it. I'd say it's like it's hitting that like caramel color. I was gonna say golden when I hold it down here, but when you hold it up to light, it's definitely a little bit darker. A little bit of alcohol legs. Yeah, looks solid. We'll nose it and try it out next time around. So I'm excited to try this. So hopefully it was worth $80. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. And
Cheers.
thank you, Nightbot, for thanking me for joining my own damn program. Thank you, Nightbot.
Thank me.
You said that was Reflection 1?
Yes.
Reflection 1. No, you have the most amount of information from that bottle. It's very
It's very
what it actually is.
very
But
scarce.
yeah, we'll see what it is. I realized I didn't go around the horn and introduce everybody, but we're going to inevitably do that now. The next guy on The Price is Right is from New Hampshire, the Bumpy Road Brews. What's up, Jesse?
Now, I'm going to show a couple things. It's not what I'm bringing, but I won't have this receipt for long. It was actually in the recycling bin. It should have been in the trash. But I also stopped by the liquor store today. I picked up a couple. Got this 1.75 liter of Ezra Brooks 99 proof. It's done with a sour mash, old fashioned way, charcoal filtered and all that stuff.
That's a handle?
No handle.
No,
1.75, yeah.
That's a 1.75.
Yeah.
Bumpy, you got ginormous hands because I thought that was a liter.
Oh, yeah, and then this is a
I
7.
thought it was a liter.
Oh no, well,
Yeah.
and then this is the 750. So I got the color
Okay,
mod
man. All right.
8 year. This is 90 proof. Single malt.
I really thought it was a liter.
Yeah, single malt, I think, whatever. But here's what I paid for them. Here's my New Hampshire Liquor Commission receipt. Look at that. The Ezra Brooks 99, $34.99, $10 off.
That's not bad.
And the Comet Farm 8-year bourbon, $47.99, $2 off. So
Nice.
I paid less than what Tanner did for 2 whiskeys.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot more
You got the
volume.
fancy with it, though, so there you go. Right back at you, Tim. Thanks, my bud.
I did try that Comet already. It's nice. It's nice. The aromas are smooth anyways. The
James.
drinkability of it's got a little bit of a bite, but it's still decent.
Bumpy golf.
What I am actually doing tonight, this comes from Lawson's Finest Liquids, and I figured I might as well get this out before everybody else starts doing it. I'm not sure if this is brand new or not, or if they're just
I've never heard of that yet.
yeah, Hazy Rays. I don't think I've ever seen it before. So they don't normally do hazy style IPAs. They're kind of like lightly unfiltered look. But yeah, this is a hazy and juicy IPA. Bit disappointed in the ABV. It's only 5.3, but this was the night of the gauntlets. So we'll see what happens after this show. But drinking light isn't always bad.
No.
And I'm not going to read all of this because I think it does go into flavor notes. But it says our juicy and hazy IPA features a blend of Citra and Mandarina Bavaria that's what it says, to deliver tropical. So I don't want to go on into that. But we're pour it. I'm going to open it up, pour it.
Please
This
do.
was packaged on March 28th. So it's like 3 weeks old.
Not too shabby.
Not bad. Cool.
Please
And
be
look at
delicious.
how hazy that is. It's just hazy.
Look at this.
Just look at that. Yeah, I think calling it hazy is correct. That's definitely not a murky beer. It's got a haze to it. It's got a kind of soap sudsy white head, and it's a melted lemon lollipop with slight orange hue, hazy, but still opaque and juicy. Cheers.
All right.
Cheers, Bobby.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
All right. We're gonna go and check out what's going on in Oregon with the man, the beer man. Not the beer man ASMR, it's a different show.
Oh, I was muted. All right. So I am revisiting one that I sent out to you guys. And it's a freshie because it's only like three weeks old or so. Pliny the Elder.
Oh, Oh shit!
Count
Nice.
it again. This was bottled 322, so it's like maybe almost 4 weeks, but three. I think the one I gave you guys was a month and a half old. So this is a hella fresh one. Let's go ahead and open it up. Russian River Brewing Company. It was about $6.50 for the bottle, and it's a little bigger. It's like a what is this size? 1.25 fluid ounces, so a little over a pint.
You got the Pliny, says Beer Hounds.
You got a Pliny.
Pliny to the moon.
Yeah, so a nice Dirty Glass Mafias. This is a nice golden color. It's very color gold. Jesus, let me talk right. This is a gold colored beer. It has a slight chill haze to it, but my glass is dirty as all hell. White head, nice rocky top, little foamy on the side. Smells freaking gnarly good, Westy. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is on the fresh side, because I also had a month and a halfer with y'all, so we'll see how much better it is. But cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, I went up to Russian River Brewing in 2018. That was a good time.
Nice.
They had a lot of good beers around the Santa Rosa, California area. Good stuff.
Awesome.
So cheers. We'll crack into that one with Beer Man, and until then, we're going to go to the state of Maryland. He is in Oregon. We're going to the other corner of the country. Maryland with Angie's Flute Hearts.
Thank you very much. I am doing Flying Dog Cream Team. It's a cookies and cream milk stout at 9.5% ABV.
Wow.
It's brewed right here in the state of Maryland, in one town over from me.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Hi, Vanessa. Cheers. Welcome in.
Nice. It's a nice, really dark, very dark stout. It's got a kind of a creamy head, 2-finger. Can't tell if it sticks to the glass because it's filled to the top. So, but it looks good. And yeah, cheers.
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 Cheers,
Cool.
Miss Piggy. Cheers, Beer Man, once again. Right back at you.
Right,
Cheers,
Ryan?
Vanessa. Cheers, Ryan. Cheers. Sorry. Aloha to Helen. Hello, Helen. Cheers.
Aloha, Helen.
And Beer Hounds. We've got a lot of people going down. All right.
You know it, Miss Piggy.
Woo.
Sorry.
Boom. I think we're in order now. Is Angie going? Yeah, probably. What's
Hells
going
yeah.
on? Cool. Thanks for joining the show, Vanessa Kitty. Hello again. All right. So I have a beer from New England, from the New England Brewing Company, to be precise, out of Woodbridge, Connecticut. This is an 8.5% double IPA, and it is called the G-Bot. Ooh, the G-Bot.
Oh.
There's a whole story if you go on the New England Brewing Company's website about this G-Bot, man. The G stands for Gandhi Bot. They wrote a whole little story and thing about this Tin Man looking robot looking dude. It's a double India Pale Ale. The G-Bot. It is 8.5% alcohol by volume. It's only a 12-ounce can. It came in a 6-pack for, I think it was $13.99. It's a really good deal. We're starting to slowly get more and more of this brewery up into northern parts of New England, which is great. G-Bot is an intensely hopped double India Pale Ale with a blend of 3 varieties of American hops. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. All right. Well, cool. What else does it say on their website? Nothing about the actual hops. Oh, no, nothing about the actual hops, but they say there's just enough haze in this one to satisfy the hop heads, in quotations. Well, it's not too bitter crazy for first timers to enjoy this fruity brew I'm not sure that I agree with this would be a really good IPA for first-time hoppy beers. No. This one's going to be a little intense for that experience, I do believe. But we'll let you know what that one's all about. And we're going to put it in the signature shipyard glass. Again, a 12-ounce can, so is what it is, not a 16. And I've never had a bunch of, I can pour this one pretty confidently here. I've never had a bunch of real chunky sediment or anything like that out of the beer. It does have some chill haze to it. I'll give it that. But for me, with the color of the head and the body of the beer, I would think San Diego style beers, the West Coast, California, Oregon, Washington State kind of looking beers. At 8.5, we'll see what that one, see if it lives up to a New England or what I'm guessing is going to be. And I mean, I've had the beer before, so I'm going with it's more of a West Coast kind of a style. But we'll chit chat about that when we come around to the end of the review. So, all right, highlight this side. So we'll go and go back around for the official reviews. We'll start with some of the Blue Run with bourbon from East Coast Liquor Reviews.
All right. So yeah, Blue Run Reflection 1. It's pretty cool too. It's like I don't know if you can see this. It's like
it's beveled or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a something they like glued on. It's not like a stick or anything. You can see. So
it's bejeweled, not beveled. I'm sorry.
It does have bejeweled on it, yeah.
Say bejeweled?
Yeah, with that butterfly.
I like the presentation of the bottle. Okay, Bobby? Jesus.
No.
Just kidding. Nose. It's actually very fruity on the nose. I get a lot of cherry and apple. Some baking spices, cinnamon. Some vanilla in there. I'm kind of getting a little bit of nuttiness. Typically with the nutty like aromas is usually kind of like youthy, so it's like younger whiskey, but definitely more fruit forward. Like I said, apple, cherry, vanilla, baking spices, little hint of citrus in there as well. A little bit of that ethanol alcohol burn, some char and oak. But overall, it smells pretty solid. 47.5%. I would say it's the aromas are pretty accurate for that amount of ABV proof. Yeah. I like a little bit of that citrus. Now, when I was reading online, they were saying like marmalade and fried dough.
Fried dough, all right.
Yeah, but I think that might be, maybe that's on the palate, but definitely not. Like I said, there's a little like hint of citrus, and the it's kind of like green apple and cherry, and of course caramel. There's prominent caramel in there. Can't leave that out. That's definitely a major aroma. Let's dive in. So, cheers.
Soja. All right.
Soja.
Gotta keep up with the chat over here. They say MSRP is $99.99 on the website. You got it for $20 cheaper. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Definitely a more spicy. There's a lot of spice. There's a lot of spice. There's a lot of burn.
Rye is in there.
47.5%. I've had some stuff that are a little bit more mellowed, but maybe it's because it's just the first sip. Very sweet. Kind of get that citrus and caramel, like a candied orange with caramel. I think it's the spice I take that back about being overly boozy. I think it's more spice. There's a lot of baking spice. There's a lot of cinnamon and like cinnamon heat on the back end. It drinks for 47.5%. I just think that heat on the back end is from that spice. I don't think it's like a boozy burn, but it is very sweet up front. I will say that. Now it doesn't taste young on the palate. It tastes a little bit
It's not super grainy.
no, yeah, definitely not super grainy.
Cool.
It tastes like it tastes older than it smells is definitely the best way to put it.
That's good.
It's solid. Is it worth $80? Kind of contemplating at this point. It's very spicy if you like a spicy bourbon, but it's also, it has a big sweetness. It kind of has that green apple up front as well, and it's got that citrusy note that I really enjoy. Like I have this Willet Rye, and that's like full on super citrusy, like candied orange.
Sure,
It's
yeah.
somewhat reminiscent to that. To be honest with you, that is like a $70 bottle, but that's 54%. This is 47.5. That's easier to drink than this. I would say that it's not the spice. I mean, it's not the alcohol that makes it hot. It's definitely like the spicy aspect on the finish. And the finish is about, I would say the finish is about medium. It doesn't linger around for too long, but it does stick around for a good amount of time. Yeah. I like it, but is it unique enough to where I would pay $80 again for another bottle?
Yeah.
Not really too sure. I think I'm gonna have to sip on this a little bit longer and tell you what I think after I'll probably pour another glass and I'll see what I think about it. But
Cool.
overall, it's a solid product. It just doesn't taste at this point unique enough to be spending that $80 price range. I will do a more in-depth, like full-on review on my channel. But overall, I think it's solid. I've also had a decent amount of stuff. I drank a couple beers and I had some other whiskeys. So I think maybe it would be best if I tried this with a cleaner palate. But yeah, it's a solid product, but I just gotta kind of think about whether or not it's worth that $80 price tag. So we'll figure it out. Cheers.
All right. Yeah. There's so many other things in the in that percentage, in that proof point, that are so less dollars too. You typically think of,
I know,
you're getting something of a little bit more hefty barrel strength, but we'll see where if you do drink through some of that and pour another glass, we'll see.
Yeah,
what the rating is.
Sometimes I've noticed typically the first pour out of a bottle isn't as good as like the pour in between or the pour.
Yeah, when the oxygen exchanges in the bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've noticed that in a couple different bottles.
Yeah, we'll see how that one goes, and we'll come back around for another round to give everybody their final thoughts and scores with the products. So thank you, Tanner. Going to go back to New Hampshire with the bumper road.
Look at that. Purple and pink, huh? So yeah. I'm liking the pink. I mean the purple. It's working well. It's kind of what caught my attention from Lawson's. And I saw hazy. I'm like, yeah, let's give it a go. So some aromas on this thing. It's my turn. Okay. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try to scream through the dogs. They're gonna go for probably about a minute now. Some aromas. It does have nice tropical notes. It's a bit of like a, I'd say mango, pineapple, a little bit of like a kind of a papaya reaching in there too, because there is kind of an herbal-esque finish. Light kind of crackery wheat type nose from the malt. Yeah, that's about what I'm getting out of the aromatics. So, cheers. Going to dive on in.
Cheers. Cheers, brothers.
Cheers, lunge.
All right. So I'm getting like a little bit of pink bubblegum. It's not because of the color. There's a little bit of like a pink bubblegum. White grapefruit. Papaya. Kind of, it's got like kind of a wheat flavor note, wheat, and like kind of a little bit crackery. It's very light when it comes to the malt presence. The body on it's light as well. It does have a softness to the palate. Good medium carbonation, so it's spritzy. It's definitely this like it's 5.3% ABV, but putting this into like a session type of like an IPA, yeah, this drink's like maybe like a 4.5 or less is kind of how it's coming off. Just there's not like a lot of malt presence to it. Some of the flavor notes are good, but it's not overly like expressive. It kind of, I'd say it kind of matches up fairly with fairly even with the way that the malt's coming off. So it's pretty well balanced out. The bitterness on the finish is, I'd say it's like a little bit of like a mild moderate bitterness. It's not overly bitter, but there is a bitterness there. It's kind of on that herbally, maybe a little bit kind of woodsy side. There is a slight, besides that white grapefruit, there is like a little bit of like a kind of some sort of an orange, maybe like a diluted orange juice. So if you took orange juice concentrate, but then like, you put one can in and you had like an entire bathtub full of water to add to it. There you go. It's very watered down orangey flavor that I kind of get mixed in with the other flavor notes too. But yeah, the finish, it does kind of have after the bitterness and stuff goes away, it is kind of almost like it's diluted. That's why I say it drinks more like it's a 4.5% or whatever than a 5.3. Just doesn't have the lasting flavors, I guess.
Damn.
So it falls right off. But I don't even remember what I paid for. I bought one single can. I probably paid like $5.50 or so for this can. So is it worth that? Probably not. But Lawson's always seems to be more expensive than. Like I had that problem with their Sip of Sunshine. It was like way overpriced for what you're getting.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. We'll come back around. We'll get the rating. We'll wrap
What are you
this
getting Sip of Sunshine
up.
for? I thought they were like $15 for a 4-pack.
No, they were like 18. They were like $17.99 around here.
Oh yeah, they went down over here.
Well, they talked about that thing being one of the better New England style IPAs, and it doesn't even truly remind me of that to a T, really, at all.
It went way down over here. You can get a 4-pack of Sipper Sunshine for like $15 nowadays over here.
Jamie C.
No, nobody's buying it anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
except for Jamie C. I always think those beers aren't worth it, but hey, I keep paying it. Isn't that right, Jamie? Or Jimmy C. Well, cheers. Cheers,
Yeah.
Bumpy Road Boy.
This one's not disgusting. I'll have a score for it.
Cool. Cheers.
It'll be-
Going to Oregon with the beer man. He's got a Pliny the Elder.
All right. So I had a sip on this to kind of adjust my palate to the beer, but I didn't really get into it on the sip. So let's get into it more. So this is really sweaty. Wow. Yeah, nice deep gold, white head. It's holding somewhat of a good retention on the head. If I was to swirl it, it would build back up for sure. What is the percentage on the 6.8 or something like that? 7? I think it's
Probably
7.
around 7.
8. God damn.
Wow. All right.
All right, it's an Imperial. So it's an Imperial Westie. Let's go ahead and get into the nose. Let me stir this a bit if I can do it without. This is kind of like a goblet-y kind of style glass. So you gotta be really careful. Gotta pour low. There we go. Big orange whiff. Orange, grapefruit, pine. Those are your 3 like big backers right there. You get a little bit of some like stone fruity nectarine, tangerine even, tangerine orange, navel orange, kind of a mixture of oranges. Grapefruit's big, a nice sour grapefruit, kind of a sour bite in the nose. Yeah, caramels come through quite a bit. A little bit of caramel. Not super caramel, just like you get a light caramel though. Yeah, that's about it really. Grapefruit and pine are really big in the finish though, as you're taking it through your nose there. But yeah, it's leaving a nice good lace right there. Getting a little leg drop. Not too leggy, but more of a lacy. But yeah, it's good. It cleared up actually. It's not as chill haze. Yeah, it's more golden, more clear, let's say. But
really.
Okay, cheers.
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 Yeah.
Don't drink it too fast.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Oh.
grapefruit, big time. Grapefruit pine bite. Like I keep saying bite. I hate using that word. Grapefruit pine though. In the flavors though, for sure in the finish. You're getting a big orange kind of feel through the mouth before it starts to go into that like more of a bitter kind of piney grapefruit. The body is medium body. The mouthfeel is kind of zesty, and it's got a clarity, a cleanness to it, or it just feels good. It's not super overwhelming or chewy. It's just very nice. It has a dry finish. The alcohol is not really noticeable at all. It's a very well made, very balanced beer. It's just everything around. It's very, I don't know. It feels good to drink. If you don't like bitter, it's probably not your thing, but it does have it's not super bitter. I've had worse where you're like adding that gypsum to that, where it gets so fucking overwhelming that you can't like handle the bitter. I've had some beers that are like Westies that are just like real chalky. This is really nice. It's got a real subtlety to the finish. So as far as like comparing it to a month and a half to about 3 weeks or so, I don't really see a big difference. I guess it kind of was turning when we had it on the panel last time when I sent you guys this, but it's actually a little more flavorful now than what I remember then, where it was kind of turning. It was getting that tea thing, kind of. It was starting to get that thing. Where this is like more like, hey, this is Pliny. Yeah. So this is really good. I'm very glad I found a freshie. Thank you, Dwayne, at fucking Bridge and Tunnel Bottle Shop in Astoria, Oregon.
Dwayne.
It's not Dwayne's World.
Dwayne, no, he's cool. Dwayne, he has a beard like me, man. He's cool. No, but yeah, he always has fresh shit. So I'm very happy to always go to his shop. But yeah, good stuff. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Well,
Cheers,
cheers.
man.
That one, beer man. Let's go and try a 9.5% stout with Angie from Maryland.
I've been sitting here thirsty. I'm like, oh, I want to take a drink.
All right.
Oh yeah. Smell chocolate. It's almost like a chocolate liqueur because I do smell like a kind of a boozy kind of taste, maybe like rum raisin, caramel. I smell the cookies. I just smell the cookies. Maybe a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. So, cheers.
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 Ooh. Ooh, that's tasty. Yeah.
All right.
I like it. I taste more it's got like a coffee, a little bit of a coffee flavor, not overbearing, but definitely taste the alcohol in it. But it's not bad. Kind of has a graham crackery flavor a little bit. Medium body. Leaves the good stuff on the palate, you know, like the hint of coffee, a little bit of the cookies and cream, and it's really good. Yeah, definitely good. Cheers.
Nice. What happened to your head, Angie? What? Miss Piggy.
What? What?
After your
You gotta
beer.
explain that, Miss Piggy. Oh!
My hair went.
It went.
It went down.
Damn it!
God, it went right over my head, right?
Oh,
Dissipated.
shit.
The head dissipated. Get your mind
As
out
soon
of
as I
the
started
gutter.
saying it, I was like, back up.
The head dissipated.
back,
Everybody
go
needs to
back.
get their minds out of the gutter. All right.
Yeah, but it does cling to the glass. It's nice, and but it's like a pinky. It's like a pinky nail of a head.
It's a Klingon.
And it clings. Yeah, it's nice, creamy. It's creamy. I like it.
Oh my.
Wait a minute.
Scripture word.
Wait a minute. Did you say creamy?
Oh, you're gonna get Alex excited on that one. Where's Alex?
He's in New Jersey somewhere. All right. Cool.
Thank you.
Right to the point there, Angie. Cool. Good review. We'll come back around. Again, we're going to come back around to everybody after I'm done and get final scores and reviews. We're not too far into this. So the very last thing we'll do after that, so we'll put everybody up like this, and we'll do some shout outs and talk about what's going on in our individual YouTube channels. And while I'm here, before I get into my personal beverage review, we all have YouTube channels. We'll talk about that later in a little bit, but you know, hit that notification button, hit that bell, hit that subscribe button. You hit the bell for when we go live. You'll see all of our shows when we go live, or when we do a premiere, or when we put out a new video. And if you hit subscribe, you'll get all this information even before you hit the notification bell. So it's really important that you do that, and we appreciate all of that stuff, right, Tanner? Yes.
I was trying to push it away from me.
Push it away.
There you go.
Might slide out of focus, but push it real good. Yeah, the G-Bot. We're gonna do the G-Bot from New England Brewing Company. Again, if you go on their website, you can find a story about this G-Bot. The G stands for Gandhi. Gandhi Bot. There you go. Look at that guy. Yeah, man. All right, 8.5% double IPA. Did I mention? I don't think the first time around. This is
Did you
the
say the G bot?
G, not the G spot. You.
I was gonna say not to be
It's
confused.
been
with
killing me. I was wanting somebody to say it.
3/14, 2023.
Oh, boy.
Yum. All right.
Yum.
Wait a minute. Didn't I hear Tanner say like 2 or 3 minutes ago, get your mind out of the gutter? Any whoozle. So it was Tanner. And now I got my order right. Okay, so I have the same kind of maybe a little more head retention with the lacing than what Angie had, but kind of similar. The one finger left. It looks more like a West Coast IPA, double IPA, if you ask me. There is some chill haze to it, definitely, though. But if I didn't know that it said New England Brewing Company or knew where it was from, I would guess San Diego or Southern California in nature. So let's give a nose to that. It looks like it's going to have some nice clingy lacing. Yeah, so I wrote these 3 things down because Beer Man said it a little while ago. Orange, grapefruit, and pine. I can agree to that 120%. I wrote that down because that's definitely what it is. And I wanted to say those things. I've only had Pliny the Elder one time in 2018 when I went to Russian River Brewing Company. In the Santa Rosa, California area. But this, I don't remember that one super specifically, but this reminds me of that if I had to remember that particular beer. So yeah, grapefruit, pine, the orangey notes are in there. A white Brady malt is in there. Maybe a little, maybe a touch of a sugary note, not really like a candied orange, but it's not super cloyingly sweet. I am getting a sweeter, breadier, malty nature. I don't know how else to really describe that. If I'm getting some of the bread and the yeast combining, I don't know how to describe that. But it smells like it's got a little bit more of a sweetness level, but it's not real sugary. Maybe that's the 8.5, the yeast trying to eat some of the grains in the malt, making that into the 8.5% alcohol. Maybe that's a little bit of the alcohol at halftime, detecting a heftier beer, I guess. Maybe that's what I'm getting at. I don't know how to describe that. It is a little bit of a sweeter orange. And it's got really nice, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, really nice carbonation when I go back to the beginning of the glass there. Really good looking beer. Let's Solange and try the G-Bot. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm trying to order the flavors of grapefruit, pine, and orange. I think it's pine, grapefruit, orange. And the carbonation spritziness to it, moderate carbonation, definitely. Very fine small bubbles, but moderate carbonation. And I believe that the carbonation is helping to lift up the piney elements to the beer. And there's a nice dank, oily complexion to the hops in the background. But the same thing with the aroma. There is some sweetness up front initially here. I'm getting some orangey sweetness. Same thing in the nose. But just like in the nose, I feel like there's some dryness to it as well. It doesn't really stick around for a whole bunch of time. I'm getting left with dried orange in the grapefruit. And say you were to tear the flesh off of that grapefruit or the orange, and you're trying to get any of the juicy notes or the oils off of that flesh, that off of the, oh my God, what am I trying to say? Off of the peel of the orange or the grapefruit. There's no flesh left there. There's no meat of the fruit, but you're still trying to get the rest of the juice off of it. It's that kind of a dry flavor, if that makes any sense. Again, the carbonation is lifting up some of the dank bitterness in the background and the piney notes in the background. I can tell in the finish there's a touch of an alcohol. It reminds you of the 8.5. Pretty crisp, the moderate crispness, pretty clean, I would say, even with that residual sweetness of the orangey notes. It's not super cloyingly sweet at all. It's still, I would say, semi-dry, and it's ultra refreshing. It definitely Oh, and when you swirl the beer, you get that head back. Nice looking beer. $13.99. I would recommend this. Bumpy's not here. I would recommend this Bumpy and definitely Tanner if you ever see this G-Bot beer.
I'm here.
And another one, there's Fuzzy Ducks. I think it's another IPA. But this was $13.99 for a 6-pack of these 12-ounce cans. So very happy. I bought this maybe twice now. Very good beer, good deal for me at least. In a nutshell, yeah, the head's got a nice creamy feel. That it does have a juicy quality. It does have a tropical element to the fruits. But for me, if you like more of the bitter dank, and your West Coast style IPAs, yeah, you would be quite in heaven with this beer. This used to be really super hard stuff to find, almost akin, maybe even harder to find than Lawson's Finest Liquids at one point in a lot of New England states. So I'm glad there's a little bit more distribution of it. And at $13.99, I'd buy it. Yeah, I'd buy it again. Sure, why not? Nice stuff. Pretty cool. So we're going to go back around the horn. We're going to get the final ratings and scores and final thoughts of our bourbon and beers. So let's go back to East Coast with that Blue Run.
All right.
Going up.
A little bit of some background history, some background story. So this was a bourbon from Hall of Famer Jim Rutledge. I do remember hearing that. See, Blue Run Reflection 1 Kentucky Straight Bourbon is a small batch whiskey which Rutledge distilled at Castle and Key Distillery in 2018. Just 200 carefully selected barrels were chosen for this bottling, each toasted to a number 3 or a number 4 char and aged in Frankfort and Bardstown, Kentucky. Reflection 1 is bottled at 95 proof. Where is it? Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey contract distilled by company's liquor advisor, Bourbon Hall of Fame member Jim Rutledge. Blue Run Reflection 1 is now available at select retailers in the U.S. and Canada, as well as online. Oh, God, I got to sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you, my child.
There it is. That's what I was looking for. Blue Run Reflection 1 Kentucky Straight Bourbon is a small batch whiskey. So it's small batch, crafted by a Bourbon Hall of Famer. So the guy who's making this has some background history towards him. So apparently he makes some good stuff.
That's what they say, right? Yeah.
Nosing it a little bit more. I do kind of get. I've noticed with like the heavy baking spices and the heavy cinnamon, I kind of get that like Cinnabon cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
So like sweet confectionate sugar combined with that cinnamon roll kind of pastry like nose.
Cool.
And that citrus fruity combined with cherry and apple.
Nice.
I would definitely say the palate is more spicy. Now they were saying on the link that Eric put in the private chat, they were saying that this bourbon is supposed to attract the novice whiskey drinker, and it's supposed to attract someone who's more into higher end whiskeys. So kind of a good blend of the two. I will say the first sip was definitely very hot. It had that spice kind of hit you. You got a little bit more heat than expected. But after sipping on it, I think this is probably like the first pour was very big, and then I had like 2 smaller pours. So this is like the third pour, probably like 15 milliliters, maybe, let's say. Much more subdued. Definitely that citrus note is coming out. I'm still getting like green apple, but the spice component, it's cinnamon all day, lingers around. I do get a little bit like a cinnamon pastry like vibe, but it's more citrusy, fruity, kind of like that candied orange, like I was getting with the this Willet Rye, which I'm
Okay.
really enjoying. But it also has kind of like a confectionate sugar like sweetness up front. So it does have a very sweet palate. So it's like a combination of very sweet and then spicy and kind of hits you in the face. So it's a good balance. So if you like I think that's kind of where they're going at, where like it's really sweet, but it also punches you in the face. So it's like a good balance of, hey, this is very inviting. And then when you get to the end, it's like, there's a finish to this and you're going to notice it. You know what I mean? It doesn't die off. It doesn't mellow out. It's not subdued. It's there. Is it, the big question
Is it not $80 good, right?
worth $80? I would say it's unique. I would like to spend, of course, I would like to spend maybe like 60, 70 bucks
Oh,
on it.
no.
I would say for if you were gonna buy one bottle, I would say it's worth trying. Probably try it at like a bar, or maybe if they have a sample, try it yourself. See if it's towards your palate. It's definitely so going towards that. You could either love it or you could hate it. It could be a beginner's favorite, or it could be someone who's been drinking whiskey for a while is really going to enjoy it. So it's one of those whiskeys that you really just need to try for yourself for you to be able to say that it's worth that $80 mark. I will say I'm not disappointed that I paid 80 bucks for it.
Okay.
I think it's a different experience. Sometimes I like a little bit more of a lingering finish. It gives that. And sometimes I like a little bit more of a sweeter bourbon, which you'll talk to Robert, the whiskey scout, and he doesn't like too sweet whiskey. I think him personally, I think he probably would steer from this because it does hit that sweeter level
Oh,
that
okay.
Brian would. Brian. Thinking Brian. Robert would possibly not enjoy. But yeah, overall, for a number for me, based off of what I got in front of me, like I said, I've only cracked it when the show started. Only had a couple pours. Really didn't have too much time to sit here and examine it. I'd give it like I'd give it a 93. It's a unique experience. I kind of wanted to give it a little bit higher, but that price point is definitely a little difficult at NAS undisclosed Nashville. They said that, so they give you a little hint. They say distilled in 2018. So I'm guessing it's 4 year, but they don't actually give you an age statement. So guessing 4 year. But yeah,
we don't know.
93 is a solid number for now. We'll see what happens when I do a another full-on review on my channel.
Cool.
Cheers.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Cheers.
So how long does it take for a novice whiskey drinker to become a pro? I don't think there's.
I mean, that all depends on your palate and how long it takes you to be able to decide, like, hey, this is a flavor that isn't unique. I mean, this is a flavor that is unique, and this isn't a flavor that, and then you find those differences where it's like you get the youthier bourbons where you get a little bit more nuttiness, or you get a lot of that heat without it being super
what's up?
high end proof. It's like beer. If you're if you don't like, especially New England IPAs, because New England IPAs are very difficult to
They
be able
definitely
to
can
pick
be for
flavors.
that's a really good knowledge. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, what I was saying was it's going to take you the same amount of time it would to become a beer pro. Just keep tasting and trying.
Oh yeah, of course, definitely.
Keep tasting and trying whiskeys in many different ways. Keep trying different whiskeys and keep trying them in different ways to find what you like.
Yeah.
Whatever way you like to end up drinking them is the way you'll like them. So,
And every time you walk into I will say the last thing before
we'll go to the next bourbon guy on the list.
the last thing I will say is every time you walk into a store and if you're interested in a product, to say, hey,
Suntory. Oh
do
yeah.
you have by any chance, do you have a sample of this? They can tell you yes or no. You never know. Sometimes they have a bottle on the back that you can try before you buy it. So
Cheers. It's my buddy Dave. He said Suntory whiskey. I was in a band with him called Running Current. What's up, dude?
Nice.
All right, let's go over to Bumpy Road.
sorry, Bumpy.
I was going to give an answer like this. You have to have finished off at least 100 bottles of whiskey, and you have to obtain a Glencairn glass.
Every 100 whiskey you get right there. It's like a box battle.
You can't be a pro without it. Yeah. I don't know. This beer, the Hazy Rays, it's decent. It's decent. I would throw this into the lot of I splashed myself. With the session. It's a session hazy. Let me just look at the Tanner brought up the whole thing about like it's really hard to pick out like notes and stuff from like IPAs and stuff, especially New England ones. So I did mention different notes that they're going to mention, but then I also did mention kind of similar notes to what they mentioned. So this delivers a tropic medley of tangerine, clementine, and mandarin oranges. Those are all like citrusy oranges. And I'm like, I'm getting white grapefruit. I did get some type of, like I said, orange concentrate with like a boatload of water mixed in with it. So like just this kind of like hidden watered down orange flavor. And I got mango and I think I said pineapple, at least in the nose, I believe. And then a little bit of like papaya with a spicy herbal woodsy type of a finish. So whatever. They might just be going based off, hey, this is what we're going for. These hops are supposed to give off citrusy notes. And obviously when beers change with age or, and also different, you're going to pick up different things that out of it that the flavors remind you of. So yeah, it's hard to like pinpoint exactly.
It can be from time to time on some of these beers.
Yeah.
What was the percentage on that again, Bumpy?
It was in the 5 range, right?
Oh, so it's light.
5.3.
All right.
And pink bubblegum. I get pink bubblegum out of it too. That's definitely there for me.
Oh, geez.
Nice.
So
Bubblegum's good. I like.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and score this one. Not even like throwing in price range or anything like that, because I really can't remember. I'm gonna give this a 40 out of 50. I think it's a good beer. Yeah. If you're into session IPAs and stuff, it's you can enjoy it. It's going to have a lower calorie count just because the ABV is lower. It does have some good flavors. It's not disgusting. It's just very light. And like I said, it seems to just be kind of watered down almost like a diet, more like a diet drink. It definitely drinks like a lower ABV than what it is, and it's already a low ABV. Yeah.
Well, all right.
Nothing else to say except for beers.
Chug it.
The Schwill.
Chug it.
Right back at you, says Nightbot. He's drinking a beer with you too, I guess.
Oh, thanks, Nightbot.
Cheers to Cloud. Cloud Claude, I almost said Claude Julien. He was the coach of the Bruins. Claude Diamond. After 100 bottles, will you still be around? Probably not. He was on the Jay Terrio program drinking, I think it was the Old English malt liquor. Let us know how that went, Mr. Claude Diamond. Cheers. We're going to go to the Beer Man with that Pliny the Elder. How is that holding up, Beer Man?
It's holding up well. It's your classic Westie, orange grape, orange, orange grapefruit, pine, big Westie awesomeness. You can't go wrong with this one. I mean, Pliny the Younger. A lot of those other ones they have are good from Russian River, great from Russian River. But this is their staple. It's staple. No, it's good. I find it still being one of the top Westies in the world. I think it's one of the best beers Westie-wise I've ever had. I think worldwide. It's a world class. Excuse me. Getting a little buzzed. Sorry. No, but 8%. I mean, Imperial. You don't get any alcohol whatsoever. You get that orange kind of thing going on as well with the grapefruit and the pine. This is a very fresh one too, and I'm getting way better flavor profiles on this than aromatics. I'm gonna give this. Honestly, I'm gonna go 100 on this, man.
Oh,
I'm gonna 100 this. I think it's world class.
Nice.
I think it's one of those beers that everyone needs to try.
100.
If you haven't already had it, call me Alex. But this is absolutely delicious, and that's all I gotta say about that.
Can I call you Bob instead?
Yes, you can.
All
me
that
what
Beer
you
Man
like.
will say is
Call me
get
asshole,
fucked, Jared. 100.
fucker. No, I'm Steven, and I'm Beer Man.
Stephen Austin.
Yeah.
Stephen Austin, 360.
No,
Well,
very
cheers,
good.
Beer Man.
Very good beer though. Seriously, one of my favorite Westies. So, cheers.
Cheers.
When in Rome, drink that beer. When you get out to the West Coast, people.
I don't think you can go any wronger than this, or any righter than this.
I'm gonna go lefter. Following the rules, right? Lefter, righter. I don't know. It's Angie's turn for a rating. I think it's gonna be a good one from Angie tonight.
Yeah. I'm digging this a lot. I love milk stouts anyway. This
Hi,
one
Joey.
is really, hey Joey, really tasty. Sometimes when it sits there for a while and as you drink it, it doesn't taste as tasty. You know what I'm saying? But this one does. I mean, it's a sipper. It's like one of those that you can just go out and just, it's not a chore to drink it. You know what I'm saying? It's really creamy. And it's with the 9.5 ABV, it's nice and warm. I got the warm and fuzzies, you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, so you definitely get your bang for the buck.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to give this 100.
Yeah.
I will definitely get this again.
Oh
We got 2 100s, people.
200s.
man, it is 100 for sure.
Damn.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, Angie.
Shit.
Way to go, Angie. Yay.
Yay,
Order
thanks.
this up to where you all came in the program. All right. Well, we get 3 100s in the program this evening. I don't think so. I'm gonna have to not give this 100. Why?
The shipyard glass ruined it.
Why wouldn't I give this a 100 is a better question. And if I can't justify that in the next 2 sips, then I better just give it 100.
It's in a shipyard glass.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, the best part of Shipyard is their glassware, I tell you that. I broke one and some relative found it at another antique store. I was like, damn straight. Antique store. Or not antique store. Well, basically, a consignment shop. I was playing with the glass and then there goes and breaks. And I'm like, oh, all sad. And somebody says, I found this at a consignment shop. I'm like, thank you. I like this glass. I mean, we're not. So the nuts and bolts of it here is we're judging. We're not well. Are we judging a beer? Not really. We're reviewing it based on. We're reviewing these beers most of the time based on whatever our taste buds and our personal preferences towards these beers. We're not looking at the beer style in a judging certification program guideline sense, going into it with how do I score this beer to give it a medal this way or that way or the other thing. So I guess all I can say about any of these beers that I drink, really, unless I really am quite excited with the fact that how they did the beer and how, like, to a T, it may have been to said style. Generally speaking, what I'm doing, and I think most of us are doing, is based on our personal preference. What do we really think of the beer? And we may have some other beers subconsciously in the back of our mind where we're saying, okay, I remember that beer being a really good beer. How does this even stack up to that? And they may play into some of your rating. I do really think this would play really nicely with Pliny the Elder. I really do think that there's a lot of beers out in that Northern California, and even like just up and down the California coast, going up to where Beerman lives, even in Washington State, in Seattle. Probably some of those Reuben's brews probably would play really nicely with this particular beer. That actually got a little better as it warmed up, closer, not super close, but closer to room temperature, where you would think it would get stickier and sweeter, whereas it may have gotten a little bit stickier, complex in the mouthfeel and with the malts. It didn't. I felt like it may have tamed down on some certain sweet elements, and it kind of brought up a little bit of a heftier body to the beer. But I think this is a really good example of the New England style IPA. I don't recall. I think I have one can left. Maybe I'll have to do it on my channel and give it the proper little look-see. But I'll give that I think it's done really well. Maybe it's not my favorite of these West Coast style IPAs. And forgive me if they're trying to brew a New England IPA and they just brewed a West Coast, because that's what it tastes like. I'll give it a 95. I think this is a really good beer that if for some reason you're finding yourself in New England and you run across some crazy can with this hippie loving robot on the artwork and it says G-Bot, you should probably just stop and buy that for $13.99 a six pack. It's pretty good. It's got a little bit of the orangey, piney, sweet punch of the dank hop, so you're gonna have to like that. That's what reminds me of the New England IPA. It's not a chore to drink in the body. It's very fine bubbles, very smooth, not super pillowy smooth like a really good New England IPA would be, but pretty smooth and easy on the palate. Nonetheless, it doesn't have like a Coca-Cola kind of a carbonation burn. It doesn't have a hop burn or anything like that. So yeah, 95. That's just a good value for beer right there. So I can't complain. Nope. Go get you some if you see it. Yeah, man. I see you giggling, Angie. That must have been 95% ABV. All right.
Sorry.
Well, after I moved to San Diego. Oh, well. All right. Well, we got good beers there, Isle of Fire. I do think so. World's greatest beer, Pliny the Elder. Do you agree with that there, beer man? This is the world's greatest beer.
I do. For a Westie.
Oh. Well, boom.
One of the better ones.
Are we talking about glassware or the beer? Yes. The answer was yes on that. All right. Anyways, so we're going to wrap up the program. We're going to do what most of us do in the beer community. Going to quickly shout out. We're going to quickly talk about everybody's beer reviewing channels here on YouTube, what's coming up on that program. If nobody knows what they do, speak and talk about that. And I don't know, shout out a couple of people that we might be interested in watching on YouTube. The floor is yours, East Coast Liquor Reviews.
All right. So shout out to me. Just look out for a review, a full-on video review of the Blue Run. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it's pretty good. I will say that typically if I do like a whiskey review, I'll have the whiskey before I have anything else. So I'll have a fresher palate. So yeah, just look out for that video. Possibly tomorrow. I'll probably record it, drop it tomorrow, and then look out for my other beer reviews. I haven't really been doing lives lately. I might do some type of live this week because I am off. Yeah, so just look out for that. And a couple people I like to shout out. Check out Straight Up Bourbon. They're really cool, two dudes. They go live every once in a while. They do a bunch of whiskey reviews. Check them out. Bourbon reviews mainly. And then my buddies over there in Kentucky. Been doing it for a while. Group of friends. Mainly ran by the man they call Special K.
Yup.
His channel was actually, it used to be called Special K, and then they finally changed it to KY Brew Review. But go check them out. It's a group of friends. They're variety of reviewers. They pretty much review anything that has alcohol in it, kind of like my channel.
Yep.
And they're fun to watch, and they're from Kentucky. So go check them out. Cheers.
There you go. Cheers. Tanner. Thank you, East Coast.
Nice. Cheers.
East Coast. I didn't do this earlier. East Coast Liquor Reviews. Go subscribe.
Thanks.
And this is the Bumpy Road little logo of YouTube. Bumpy Road.
This is a bumpy road. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I am going to first off drop somebody's link into the channel. Boom. So I'll shout out Poppy Eats. Go check him out. Alex absolutely loves his channel. A lot of times his Alex's Food Fridays will be based off something that Poppy Eats just did at a fast food joint. So I hope that Poppy Eats stops making videos so that we can.
So we don't have to keep following up with Poppy.
Yeah.
I hope Poppy shows up for more of our beer reviews because he also will pop over here.
Yeah, he will pop. He will drink some beers. He has some particular ones that he really likes, like Southern Tier, because he used to be in New York, and now he's in down in the Carolinas, anyways. But yeah, he does a lot of food reviews, mostly fast foods, and he has some mishaps. I mean, it's not hard to do nowadays, I guess. To have a mishap at a fast food joint, it just seems like nobody really gives a shit anymore.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, on my own channel, I have a live show on Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's called New Brew. Bring a beer that you've never had before. Join up on panel, and yeah, just enjoy the show. It's a 3-part show for the most part. We start off with our beer reviews. Showcase what we brought. Then we do a free-for-all. And after that, we try to end the show with a little question and answer for the panel. So if anybody has a question, please, yeah, bring it along. You can throw a question out in the chat if you're in the chat. If it's a question that we can actually do. It may end up as part of the show. So I wanted to re-emphasize that because I haven't been saying it a lot lately, because I used to be lucky and people throw out chat, questions and stuff, but it's been kind of dying down. So yeah, if you have a rare question, maybe beer related, would be good. But if it's
maybe
but if it's not beer related, if it's somewhat appropriate for the panel to answer, yeah, bring it along. You never know.
Yeah.
Just throw a question out there and we'll see. Anyways,
if it's not appropriate, I'll answer it.
Yeah,
Angie
Angie
is the
will.
originator of "Don't Be a Douche."
Just kidding.
So
Tommy Carroll usually brings some interesting questions.
Yeah, definitely.
They're kind of borderline, like, okay, where are you going with this?
He's got a point sometimes.
Yeah. Cheers.
Well, all right. Thank you.
Yes.
I was going to say Beer Man, but Beer Man, you're up now.
Yeah.
You're up.
All right. Beer and cheese, man. It'll be there 8 o'clock Eastern next week. Anyone's invited. So just my email's in my about page. If you want to be there, I'll give you the link. We usually send it to the link in the back end of our chat community. So just be there for that. Bring anything you want. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Nobody will frown down on you if you bring grocery crap or whatever. It's always fun to see that shit. Hi, Angie.
Allergy, y'all. Oh, we both did that.
Ah.
I'm playing.
Oh.
No, but no, it's always good to see that actually. So bring some Velveeta cheese with a fucking Pabst, and let's see how it goes.
Don't get Dollar G slices because they are bad. There is no dairy in that stuff, man. It is gross.
Contrary, there's no dairy.
Damn. Bill's a freaking not too far from Huntington. I miss Huntington Beach.
Yeah,
dude. Wednesdays, of course. Today was our it was like the 11th episode of All Spun Out, and I'm kind of liking it. So as long as we have the right topics to talk about, and give you an adjective, you go find a beer based on that descriptor. You can bring it back and describe it. Let's be there at 6 o'clock Eastern for that. Let me know also if you want to be there. Just email me, and I'll get you the link. So just don't be.
I'll be there.
A douche. Be somewhat civilized and serious. Come on.
Civilized and serious?
You can have fun, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
but,
don't be a douche.
No, seriously. This shirt came from Dickie's Beer Reviews. He just sent me a new one. Thought I needed it, and I did because that shit rubbed off. So there you go, Dickie's Beer Reviews. Love the color. It reminds me of like an ocean, like a clean Florida ocean. Beer Hounds Beer Reviews just got. He sent me 3 beers. I sent him 3 beers in return of my own. So. And I think all of us have gotten them. Almost all of us have gotten them. So hopefully we'll go for Friday. Shit, might even be tonight if everyone got them. But no, Friday is the day. That's it. Dickie's Beer Reviews and Beer Hounds. That's what I got. So cheers. I'll be brewing soon. Be doing one in FLX's name. It's a double New England, and I'm doing one in Eric's here. Yes, Thomas Metal 75. It'll be the Flavor Saver, just like that fucking mustache you got. That mustache. Hell yeah, dude. So we're doing an American Amber for you, buddy. Heck yeah. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate you.
No, thank you. That's really cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll look forward to
that as well.
And according to Claude Diamond, the beer people are the best people. All right.
Amen.
Thank you. Angie, what's going on the Angie's Fluid Arts channel of the YouTubes? And who should we be watching on YouTube?
Sorry, I got sillies again. Just hit me. My main channel is Angie's Fluid Art. And I do live art shows Mondays and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch me pour it all over the canvas and tilt it and make some really cool stuff. My other channel is, I have 2 other channels, but one isn't working right now. So my working channel is...
Why isn't it working, Angie?
You broke it.
Is it because you broke the rules?
And I got to...
Angie's Fluid Art, everybody.
Look here. Yay. I love it. So my newest channel is Angie Following the Rules, and that's where everything else is there, other than fluid art, music, and just all kinds of stuff. So and shenanigans. So it's where all the after parties are. Shout outs. I did want to shout out all of these fine gentlemen on the panel. And I thank you for letting me come up and be on your shows and do these reviews. I'm still a newbie, but you guys, you take me seriously, and I appreciate that.
Oh,
And I also shout out Luke John. He's across the pond, beer reviews, and Shark Home Brewing, because he just sent me a beer mail, and we're going to be doing a review on his channel in a couple of weeks, so that'll be fun. And Elbow 88, if you want to hear some really good music, and he's just an exceptional human being and a good guy. So
Nice.
cheers.
Extraordinary.
all right. There's no beer. Boo. Anyways, we'll have to rectify that one. So Thomas Metal 75, that's who I am on this illustrious platform of YouTube. The Masters of Beer Reviews is what I like to call what I do, and we do this every Wednesday. If I can't, Alex the Beer Master, certainly for whatever work-related reasoning or band practice reasoning with the band Oxblood Forge, we just played a couple of shows in Worcester, Massachusetts, and Portland, Maine over the weekend. Excellent shows. If you missed those, they were perfectly good performances. But if I'm away for those reasonings, Alex the Beer Master likes to help out, and we do a restream onto this channel, so it works out. So thank you, Alex. Go check out, you know what? There's a shout out. Go check out Alex the Beer Master on YouTube.
Yes, the legendary.
Yeah, I should shout out my co-host for fuck. Yeah, and then go shout out this guy that likes to smell shit. Shadio. I don't know what he does on YouTube anymore, but he's like a lifestyle dude that likes to review English television programs. He eats frozen dinners and pizzas and reviews of beer occasionally. Go check him out. It's real weird, but it's a real good time. Shadio. And yes, this is the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. Those are my shout outs for that. You know what? One more. Do a beer barbecue baseball. This man, I shout him out enough times. This man needs to come on the program one of these days. I gotta do this. We gotta have our man from Ohio live on the program. That would be great. He's been scaling back as far as I understand, but for no good reason. Let's do it. Let's get our man. We shout him out enough. At least I do. Let's get him on that program. So cool. We'll call the program there. An hour, almost and a half, not quite.
You made him come out of hibernation.
You did.
What else am I missing? Angie, the giggly rule breaker. Yes,
He's done dancing.
I'm a cool bee.
He out of hibernation.
And he's got me down.
He's not listening to his music anymore.
Yay, Alex.
Cheers, legendary Alex.
I just
Smiley
can't
face.
listen to music anymore.
And Cliff O'Mall is goddamn right. That's a reference to Cliff Burton, Metallica. Cheers, Cliff O'Mall is goddamn right. So here's what I like to say on my channel. Alex would do. Let me not end the broadcast right now before I do this. Alex would definitely do another version after this. But here's what I say when I finish on my beer reviews. I say I'm gonna say whiskeys and beer, I guess. Until next time, keep tasting those great beers and whiskeys. Cheers. We will see you soon for another episode of
Wild card, bitches!